Hello everyone and welcome back to Northeast Kais. Today I've got a mono blue Bojack Subjugator Unbound decklist for you, who is the new set 13 blue Bojack leader. I took this deck to the local store championships and came first place with him, so I'm going to take you through kind of the deck, my suggestions, how I change it up, what I want to include if I have a chance, and just kind of how I ran it, I guess. So yeah, we'll jump straight into it. The blue Bojack is the new leader for set 13. I play this build mono. The old yellow build, so the old set 5 I think he was, yellow Bojack, is pretty much yellow-blue, but you want to try and keep this as mono as possible, and you'll quickly see why as we go through. I'll quickly take you through the leader abilities. The basic crux of the deck is using this ability of reducing the combo cost of all mono blue Bojack Brigade cards in your hand by 1, and then activate battle once per turn. Use one mono blue Bojack Brigade card in your energy in a combo, and if you do, you replace it with the top card of your deck. So I'm going to assume most of you probably know already what the deck kind of does. He's been around. Obviously, he is new, but there's been kind of a lot of play with him. There's quite a lot of excitement about him when he first came out, mainly because of this his Awaken side auto. So you tap one blue energy, choose one card in your hand, discard it, and you can only activate blue card skills from your hand and can't activate counter. But when your opponent attacks, you switch up to 4 of your mono blue energy to active mode. So the fact it switches for mono blue is the reason you don't want to make this kind of dual color. You could maybe get away with splashing a couple in, but you're just adding more risk. You can see I've got 2 black cards over there, and if they do get charged, it does set you back a little bit. Obviously, because you're constantly replacing your energy when you combo from your energy area. But that is why we're running 2 Xenos. But I'll go over those in just a few moments, and for now I'll run you through kind of the basic deck build that I have. So we've run 3 of the Beat of the Cruel. He's a 1-drop. When he's played, draw a card, which is really useful actually, because the leader doesn't draw on the unawakened or the awakened side. So you basically need all the card draw you can get early game. Activate battle once per turn. Tap 1, he becomes 11k double strike. He's really good for getting rid of unisons early game. You can drop him on your turn 1 or even turn 2 and just basically dump the second energy to 15k double strike into unison. We have 3 of Beat of the Evildoer, so he's a 15k crit with unique. If you need cards Bojack Brigade, end of battle witches cards in a combo from your hand or energy, play this card from your drop area. If it's your opponent's turn, when he's played, switch 1 of your blue energy to active mode. So the play with this Speed of the Evildoer is when your opponent's turn, they swing, you'd combo him from hand or energy if you have an energy open. Pay 1 to play him, and then because it's their turn, you basically get that energy straight back. You untap 1. And then on your turn, obviously he's a 15k crit, but this second ability of his activate main, you tap 1 and bounce any of their battle cards, cost 3 or less to bottom deck, which is awesome. I'm going to come back to the 8-drop later on because he's the kind of deck finisher. But we run 4 of the 8-drop because he's the thing which kind of pushes the game. We run 4 of the Evildoer, who's a dual attack 20k who bounces similar to that Bedo. He bounces anything with no cost restriction to bottom deck when he comes in, but he does cost 2, 1 mono blue and 1 blue and 1 unspecified energy when you combo him. It seems like a lot to pay 2 energy to bring something in. I mean, Rage's Warcry is the other one that jumps to mind, obviously, but a dual attack 20k that bounces something to bottom deck is incredible. He's an absolute must have of 4. Sorry, I should say. His value is just way too good to not have 4 of them in the deck. Zangia the Evildoer, really simple. She's your energy fodder effectively. Whenever you get one in hand, you basically want to charge her. You don't really want to be paying 3 to play her, just to draw a card. So if you can get her into your energy, when you use her in a combo from your battle area or energy, you draw a card. So obviously as leader doesn't draw on swings, that's where you're getting most of your energy from, most of your card draw from early game, I should say. Goku the Evildoer, one of the absolute MVPs of the deck in my opinion. You combo with him, similar to the 4-drop Bojack and the 3-drop Bedo. End of battle when he's comboed, you tap 1 blue energy and you play him, and then when he's played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 1 or less and place the bottom of the turner's deck. This is the deck's answer to one of the biggest threats the deck has, which is Dark Power Black Marseille. With the amount of cards the deck aims to play, kind of through this kind of combo and then paying the energy to play them. Either on your own turn or your opponent's. Black Marseillan is a big threat to the deck, and this just gets rid of him straight away. Most of the games I played, I think both Mecha Frieza and Meki Kabura got a Dark Power Black Marseillan out on their turn 1. And expecting that would happen, I run 3 of this and kept the energy open. When they swung, I just combo play him and then bounce the Black Marseillan to bottom deck. His value is really, really good for 1. You could argue to up him to 4, and I do have 1 inside deck, but just because I wasn't sure how many people would be running Black Marseillan, I kept him at 3. Goku Calamity, he's your Search top 5, so he costs 1. When he's played, Search top 5 for a specified 4 cost unison, or any Bojack Brigade up to cost 3 or less. You basically just want to use him for searching your unison out, because your unison is what gets you your early awakening. Otherwise you're awakening 3 life, which is pushing it a little bit too far for my comfort. Similar to the 1-drop Beto, activate battle, pay 1 energy, becomes 15k crit until your next turn. 4 Galactic Buster, again, this you could argue to knock this down to 3, but the amount of value it got me was insane. So you've been basically, it's 0 cost. If it's your opponent's turn, is when I'd always recommend you play. You don't really want to play this on your own turn, because if you do, you basically combo with a card from energy with combo cost of 1. You draw a card and then you replace it with Galactic Buster. So if all your energy is tapped, you can play Galactic Buster, draw a card, choose a energy cost of 1 in your energy area. Combo cost of 1 in your energy area, combo with it and replace it with Galactic Buster. But if it's your own turn, you don't get to replace it, so you effectively just minus an energy. I did make that misplay against King Cold, which did set me back quite hard. So just be kind of sure not to do that unless you're going for game, I guess, and you've already used your activate battle of once per turn on the leader. But yeah, drawing a card and effectively getting 1 untapped blue energy is awesome, especially because if you look at Beto the Evildoer, if you have Beto the Evildoer in your energy, you can Galactic Buster, combo with Beto, tap the Galactic Buster down, play Beto, and then because it's your opponent's turn, you can actually choose to untap Galactic Buster, so you've effectively got him out for free, which is awesome. 2 standard Boujack Commando counters. I basically only included this because I was a little bit scared of the kind of anti-blue silver bullets that punish untap energy. So he's just a standard 1 cost. You play him, he negates the attack. But he does have, you can activate his counter from energy by paying its energy cost and choosing 1 card in your hand and discarding it. I've never utilised it. I'm sure it probably comes in clutch in some situations, but yeah, he's just one of your standard counters. Bojack the Evildoer, I kept him at 3 because I don't have access to any of the new blue Bojack promos. He's a unique blocker, similar to before. You combo him and then pay 1 energy to bring him in. And when he's played, you choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost greater than their energy. It can't be used in attack or a combo until the end of their next turn. So if you choose a battle card that hasn't attacked yet, which is what I played it against, I targeted Raider's Warcry against Mecha Frieza, and it basically locks it down for 2 turns. So it's their current turn and the end of their next turn. He's really, really good value. I think that was the only game I used him in effectively. I didn't see him often enough, and there wasn't really much point. There was always kind of more optimal plays to use with the energy. But he's I'd probably knock him down to 2 again, because I don't have access to the Bojack tournament promos just yet. But I will probably knock him down to 2 when I do get those. 2 Zangia super combos. This is the new set 13 super combos. Because you're comboing so often, both from hand and from energy, it's just an easy way to kind of push yourself over any super combo that gets dropped. It's effectively an 11k combo, and you draw 1. The other super combo we split with is Zeno. Because there's so much kind of energy replacement going on with the deck, I run this at 2. It came really in useful a couple of times, like if I wanted to get Galactic Buster back, or I did charge Food Dark Banisher or Herod's Lineage. You can basically drop a super combo, pull that card back to your hand, and replace it with a blue energy. You never ever want to see anything that isn't blue kind of in your energy area. And it's worth noting as well that the energy does come in untapped. So he's a super combo plus 10k that gives you a free energy or lets you grab something back for energy that you do desperately need. We run 4 of the Agents of Destruction, Unison. This is the reason I won against Mecha Freezer, pretty much. He's insane. He's so good for what he is. He's 4 cost, 20k, double strike, blocker. Activate main as draw a card, and then start of your opponent's turn, untap 1 energy. Mono blue energy. His auto is where it really shines. So when your opponent attacks a battle card, you can give your Unison -1, and you bounce any of their battle cards just to bottom deck. This was really what kept Mecha Freezer in check for me. I had 2 in hand, played 1. He was on board for I think 2 or 3 turns, and then when he finally got rid of him with Rage's Warcry double strike into him, I next turn just played another one. You want to keep him, you want to keep him at 4. He's really good. 2 Ultra Instinct Kamehameha. This was something I put in just for. I mainly put it in for the King Cold Unison that gives itself triple strike and the plus power increase, because I was pretty scared of it. I'd lost to it a couple of times before. So yeah, it's just a nice pick for blue. It's a little bit expensive. I think they have come down in price a little bit, but yeah, being able to play Activate Battle plus 15k to leader, then on top of the energy, it's super useful just getting out those tight spots. 3 Senzu Bean, it's blue, speaks for itself. 3 Dimension Magic, same again. If someone had been playing those barrier cards that punish me on tapping energy, I'd have swapped these out for Boujack Commando, which I had in side deck. Fu Dark Banisher, he is triple attack over Realm 8 for 4, and obviously your opponent can't activate skills, let's choose 1 card in the hand, send to the warp. He's what you, even though he is black, he's kind of, he doesn't fit with the theme of kind of keeping only blue energy in your deck. He's basically the reason I run 2 of the Zeno. I only run him at 1 because I think you only really need 1. He's not necessary for the deck to win. He just really helps. If you can get the 8-drop, which I'll come to last, if you can get the 8-drop out on their turn, and then kind of the Fu Dark Banisher on your own turn, you effectively have a 30k double strike dual attack and a 25k triple attack, and if they want to stop anything, they have to warp a card from hand. It just kind of solidifies the win. And then we have Heroine's Lineage. This was the kind of thing I just threw in because I don't have access to any of the kind of the good blue SCRs or ultimates. Obviously this would be replaced with Baby Hatch or the Pecan Secret Rare if I had it. I was a little bit nervous because obviously it's more black energy going in potentially, but it never actually got charged. So that was pretty good. Yeah, this is your kind of big win con for the deck, is your 8-drop. So he's similar to the 4-drop, similar to the Gokua, the Bedos. You basically combo with him for free because he's got the 1 cost, so your permanent will reduce him. When you combo with him, at the end of a battle, which is cards using a combo from your hand or energy, draw a card. You bounce one of your opponent's battle cards to bottom deck and then play him in rest mode. And then when he's in rest mode, if they attack with a battle card, you untap 1 energy and tap 1 of their energy down. He does cost 4, that's where this kind of leader auto comes in. So you tap an energy on their turn when they attack, discard a card, untap 4, combo with the Bojack, and then at the end of the battle, tap 4, play him in. Hopefully he'd stay on board ready for the next turn, which he most of the time did. I tried to save him for the kind of what I thought would be the opponent's last attack in each match, and I don't think he ever actually got popped or got rid of. I think Meki might have got rid of one of them actually. I think I might be forgetting that bit. But yeah, so it's a really basic deck to be fair, as long as you have access to kind of just the Bojack engine. It runs really well. I know it's not optimized. Obviously I don't have Baby Hatch, I don't have the Pecan, I don't have the tournament promos. There's quite a few things that could really improve the deck. But the fact I didn't have those and still came first against kind of Mecha Kibora, King Cold, Mecha Freezer, these decks which are kind of very strong even without tournament promos, it kind of proves just how versatile the deck is. Like, it has answers for pretty much everything. Obviously it does depend on seeing the right open hand and kind of being lucky with what you charge into energy. The idea is if you can charge a Zangia, combo it off, replace it. It happened twice I think. I replaced it just with top deck with another Zangia, which is kind of the perfect play from that card. So I'll quickly run you through the side deck that I had built. Deborah, Ritual at Hand. He was just in case I came across Hand Destruction, which I personally hate playing against. So when he's dropped from your hand, you pay 1 energy and you play him and then draw 2. Clash of the Masked Warriors. Again, more black energy, which I was a little bit nervous about, but I was very scared of the King Cold Unison with the triple strike. So it's 1 energy cost, activate battle, choose one of your opponent's Unison cards. They may remove a marker from it, but if they don't, you don't take any damage from Unison cards with strike skills, which basically negates the entire battle with the Unison if they give a triple strike. Gotenks Absolute Unison works really well in the deck actually, because he's obviously a 4 cost specified. So your 1-drop Goku can grab him, and he will also act as the kind of awakening for your leader. I put him in side deck just in case there was anything that was barrier heavy, because the deck doesn't really have any answers to barrier at all. So yeah, I have 2 of him in side deck. I'd probably just swap out 2 Boo Unisons if I was against anything that was mega barrier heavy. Same for Zeno Cosmic Unison. This again was against King Cold. If King Cold was kind of getting the better of me, I was going to swap out 2 Boo Unisons for 2 Zeno. Just for his -5, choose all cards in all battle areas, ignore barrier, shuffle into his decks. It gets rid of all the field spells. It just basically resets the board in your favour against King Cold at that late stage. Saint Tenacities. This was in case I came across King Vegeta. I would have hard mulliganed for it if I was against King Vegeta, because obviously they ditch your own life when they play the 1-drop Saiyans of 500 power. He basically just, when you take damage from one of your opponent's non-keyword skills, you play him from your hand, and then you replace the life. So it's just a way to kind of keep yourself topped up on life. And then for the rest of the side deck, it was 1 more Beidou Evildoer, 2 more Bujin Commando in case they were playing the Silver Bullets for Awakened Energy, Untapped Energy, and 1 more Goku Evildoer. I did actually put him in into main deck for game 2 against King Cold, because he's just amazing for getting rid of the Berry Blues. That's pretty much everything, to be fair. Like I say, the deck works really, really well. It's incredibly flexible, and you can be quite open with your ratios, actually. The only things which a Garrett Bucks kind of must have, in my opinion, are the 4-drop, the 8-drop, and the Unison. That's pretty much it. The ratios, the rest you can pretty much play around with. There are a couple of things I mentioned earlier that I would have included if I had the chance. Obviously, Baby Hatch, it speaks for itself. It's an incredible card. It shuts down your opponent's play the second he's played. If I had him, he'd just flat out replace Heroine's Lineage. We have the new tournament promo Bojack. He would pretty much replace Bujin the Evildoer. He basically does the same thing. You pay 1 to bring him in after you've comboed with him, and anytime they want to attack with something equal to or greater than their energy, they have to attack either this Bojack when he's in rest mode, or one of your other cards. They basically can't attack leaders, but when he's KO'd, you draw 1. So he's effectively the same as this Bujin, but he doesn't lock them down for 2 turns, but he does draw. And finally, Absolute Confidence would just replace the Battle of the Masked Warriors. Sorry, Clash of the Masked Warriors. It does the same thing pretty much. So activate battle, choose one of your opponent's use the cards, remove a marker from it. So if you're playing King Cold and they put the Vegeta Unison down to 1 marker, if you have 2 energy open, you can activate battle and just knock the marker off and shut the Unison down completely. Yeah, so I think that's everything. If anyone has any questions, any kind of comments or kind of suggestions for the build. Like I say, I know it's not optimal, but I just basically had to use the cards I had access to. I don't think I would have changed anything different ratios wise looking back. The hardest matchup was probably Mecha Frieza, just because it went on for so long. It was like a constant back and forth. It does really well in the long game. Early game, you do get bullied pretty heavily because you have no draw and swing. There's no real way to draw unless you see the card you need to. But late game, I think at one point I had 13 cards in hand against Mecha Frieza. And once I had out the 8-drop and the Food Art Vanisher, it just kind of closed it out for me. So yeah, I'd love to see your guys' thoughts, opinions, what you think the deck does well, anything you want to see kind of support for it in the future. I actually think it's in a really, really good spot. I'll be interested to see how it shapes up against some of the other kind of decks which come out of set 13. Obviously I didn't get a chance to play against King Vegeta in the store championships, but I would be interested to see how it does against that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and if you want to see any more specific content in the future, just let us know. Take care guys, thank you very much.